Hi everybody, it's Robin from Talks from the Heart. So what we're going to do in this video is I'm going to show you what I'm currently using in my planner lineup. I'm going to show you what I prepped for 2026, and then I'm going to show you how everything changed. Well, not everything, but a lot of it. So currently right now, I am using, look at this stack, you guys. This is what I'm using. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It always happens to me, and I don't necessarily carry all these with me around the house or anything. So let's just go left to right. Left is my Moleskine Expanded. It is a planner that I made. It's housed in a Jenica's Journal marshmallow. I don't know. I love this cover so much, but I am so this particular Moleskine was not good quality, and I'm going to say I kept the sticker, and there it is. I don't know what country it was made in, and I've been very diligent about using this and not giving up. I need to add a bow here. So I just did the months in the front, August through December, and then I just have a horizontal weekly layout, and then a weekly to-do page, and then daily to-dos. To do and what happened. That's it, you guys. In the back, I've got some trackers, some notes for the month, and I did a video on this. This is a hot mess, but it is what it is. I mark off the day, and then I do some tracking with my glucose and the weather. Okay, and then I migrate these numbers. The glucose numbers I migrate into my health journal, and this I migrate into my Hobonichi cousin. So that's what I am currently using for my main planner. And then my Commonplace notebook is housed in an Aura Estelle. I did get this in the oops, and there was a tear here. I just finished gluing it. You can see there's a tear here. This is a B6 Stalogy. I'm going to say I'm veering back to B6. It's been one of my favorite sizes over the years, and I love this cover. I love it so much. I am still hunting the Poison cover. It's red, and if anybody's selling it, please contact me at talksfromtheheart@gmail.com so we can talk about details. And this Stalogy is basically a just a Commonplace notebook, okay? It's where I make my lists, brainstorm, everything and anything that I don't necessarily need it to be in my planner. So those two are mostly the ones that sit near me daily. The rest of the stack does not. This is a trial run. It's an Aura Estelle in a, what do they call it? Classic Weekly Horizontal in a B6. And this is just a card that I taped over it from Simply Gilded. I did try to use this in numerous different ways. And first I started with scripture writing. I realized that wasn't my jam. I wasn't keeping up with it. And then I copied Rachel at Rachel Beauty Plans, and it's my reading log. And I'm going to say I'm keeping up with the concept, but I haven't kept up with the book, but I am going to carry this into 2026. I feel like towards the end of the year, I get a little like, I don't care. I don't want to finish it on some things, and this would be one of them. So what I do here is I just write down the percentage of the book. This looks really sparse, and I'm gonna say the weeklies might look a little sparse in this, but I'm okay with that because it's really fun, and I have plans for 2026 and a reading log. So I just jot this information down on a Post-it, and then I was going to go back and do it, but now I'm like, I don't know if I want to spend the time. I've got a really busy month. I might revisit it. I do have all the information, and so that has been my reading log. Now, going to memories, and I've got my Hobonichi cousin. I'm pretty up to date on that as much as I'm willing to do. And I just keep track of memories, books, photos, everything like that. Just things like that. So I'm probably going to do a flip here sometime in January when I get totally caught up with the Hobonichi Cousin. And then I do have my book journal. I'm going to call the one I just showed you my reading log. And this is my book journal. This is just a book or a spiral bound notebook that I got at Michael's. It has some pockets here. I may eventually start taking this stuff out because I'm not really using it. And then I just go in and I just number the books. I've shown this before. I number the books. I put my thoughts, title, author, genre, and the pages. And you can see here, I've been reading like a mad woman once I discovered Frida McFadden. Her books are really easy to read. They don't take me very long. The endings are very satisfying. So I have prepped some of the pages and gotten the pictures in. I just finished The Perfect Sun last night and just finished that last week. So I just kind of pre-decorate that. I'm also not sure if I'm a fan of the cardstock pages. I'm thinking about that. So that's my book journal, and I pretty much do okay keeping up with that, and I'll keep that for prosperity. The next thing that I've been doing is I did transfer all of my bills into a personal rings. I am highly considering just moving the bills into my new 2026 main planner because I have the space and I have, I'll just turn to December. I have it streamlined now where I'm really keeping, I've always been a person that pays their bills ahead of time, but I've really streamlined the process that's helping me minimize my spending and pay off some debt. And so I'm thinking about just transitioning this into my main planner. I also, in the back, I've prepped the whole 2026. I do love rings though, you guys. I do love it. But I've prepped 2026 with free printables from Peanuts Planner Co. And I really have to sit down and just decide what is my focus here with this? What do I want to accomplish with having this separate versus putting it in my main planner? And then behind the polka dotted paper, I've got addresses and passwords. And that is not, I don't know. That's not something I necessarily want to keep in my main planner. I'm not sure. I'm still deciding. And then I have my, why can't I remember? Tragan? I can't remember. This is a cover from Hobonichi, and this is a Hobonichi Weeks, and this is my health journal. And I just keep track of my glucose. I keep track of Cooper's health, Charlie's vet visits, doctor visits. And then in the weeklies, I'll just keep track of... All right, so I just also had some swelling in my right foot, and I just took a picture of it and put it here because when I go to the doctor, I take this with me. It just helps me be a better patient, and I say if you can give them as much information as you can, it helps them treat you better. So I also tried some different memory keeping here in the weekly spreads for 2 weeks, and that's going to mean something here in a minute. This right here really works for me. And I'm not going to abandon the Hobonichi Weeks for 2026. So let's go into what I prepared for the new year, thinking I was going to just make all my own planners. And what I decided to do was change a few things. And I'm looking for... The health journal that I created was just in a standard TN, and I changed my mind on that. And I'm going to try to keep the video as organized as possible. So for my main planner, what I made was I took this A5 out of my stash. I didn't spend any new money. I had the cover, I had the plastic cover, and I created this planner, and it took me a long time. And then as I started flipping through it, I thought, wait a minute. You just totally used onion skin paper. And I went, you got to be joking. I know this won't hold up with stickers and lots of writing, so I changed my mind and decided to order a planner. I mean, you can see and feel how thin this is. And what I did was I just kind of mimicked the Moleskine Expanded a little bit, and I created with stencils a weekly horizontal with a weekly to do, and then I did the dailies, but I only did 1 page per day because I thought I could divide it up. Top would be to-do list, bottom would be rapid log of what happened that day. And then to save pages, because I did not get the whole year out of this, and I also put books back here. Gosh, what month did I stop at? Hold on. Let's find out. And I don't know how many pages. Like I said, I grabbed this out of my stash in the basement and just thought, you know, I'm going to use what I have. August. I got through August. I figured if I stuck to this through August, I'm good to go to make another one. But, and then I just stacked the weekends. I changed my mind because of the paper. I knew this wouldn't be sustainable, and I would be able to see it. I couldn't do it. I don't know what I was smoking when I did this, because you can see the shadow through, and I was like, how come I didn't notice that when I was making it and I was stenciling it out? So that changed. I took a Stalogy that I already owned, and I decided to do this type of thing instead of the Hobonichi Cousin, where I had a whole page and a whole planner for memory keeping. I just want to do highlights. I don't want to do, you did the laundry, you folded the laundry, you read, you cleaned the kitchen, you emptied the dishwasher. I don't care. I don't care anymore about that stuff. I care about the highlights. I care about, you know, did I go to a movie? Did I not go to a movie? Did I finish a book? So this planner is, so this is a B6 Stalogy that I stenciled out, okay? And in the front, I'm just going to do bows where the month is over. And then here, I will probably migrate my weather, okay? So I want all of my core memories into one planner. It's not a planner, into one notebook. So I did months in the front, and I stenciled everything out because I didn't want to buy stickers. I thought I would jot down my glucose. That's changing. I'm not sure that I need that in 2 different spots. Again, you know, sometimes you get into a habit and then you just follow that habit and it's not relevant anymore. YouTube, I thought I could put the amount of videos I put and my subscribers, and I only needed 1 spot for that. Dog food, apparently 3 months ago, that was important to me. It's not anymore. I don't care how often I make my homemade dog food, but I do care about my books. But now that I'm going to have a reading log, I'm not going to care about that. So see, this whole thing is changing. I very much don't want to waste it because I put a lot of work into it. So I'm going to put some thought into it and I will figure it out. So then I have, I've chosen the word rest, the year of rest, and that means so many things to me. And I can go into that later, but basically just relax. Everything's going to be okay. Just take a rest. I've been doing a lot since my husband died with my house and just changing my lifestyle and all the things. And I just feel like next year is just the time to just sit, not be irresponsible and not be lazy or not do anything or accomplish anything, but just to sit and kind of just breathe. And so this word dropped in my heart and I like it. It's sticking. So then here, what I did was I just did a horizontal layout. I'm going to do highlight of the day or just the day was okay. And then I have some spots here to decorate and just a weekly recap with some small photographs. So I very much like the look of this when I tested it out, but I feel like since I made this, I can make it work. And because I absolutely do not want to buy a Hobonichi Weeks and have all this extra stuff and all these extra pages in the back. It's not going to work for me. I'm not, I don't appreciate that. And look, I still have all of these extra pages where I can add photographs or additional memories. Look at this. And then in the back, I added this 2026 monthly memories. And I just put stickers from Busy Bee Planners here. And I got that idea from Nessie at Nessie Plans, just where I would do a highlight. And as I'm talking to you guys right now and explaining this to you and sharing with you, I kind of feel like this particular notebook, I don't know, it seems like I'm creating a lot of extra work, and I'm realizing that as my life is shifting, some of this stuff isn't as relevant to me anymore as it used to be. So I don't know. I'm going to have to think through this. And then I have this from Busy Bee Planners, and then I stenciled this out because I just thought I'd color in the books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. If I read 28 books, I'll be happy with that. So I have to think about this. This is absolutely something that can be redated. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not feeling as excited about this one as I did when I made it. And so we will have to see. And this is something that gets filled in after the fact. So I'm not going to rush myself to make a decision. And if I change my mind, it certainly can be used as a Commonplace notebook. I'm not much worried about the stuff that's written in it already, but I don't know. We'll see. So those are the things that I created for 2026. And then I'm kind of shifting and changing my mind. And what happened is the onion skin paper happened, and then I went, ugh. And then Nessie showed me the magnet planner from Cora Estelle, and I don't know how they read my mind, but it is fantastic. So I'm not going to do a thorough flip, but I'm just going to show you really basic. You have the months at the front, and then you have a weekly horizontal with some space here. And then each day of the week has its own page, and it's dated. That was the one thing that I realized once I realized that I really screwed up with this one, was that I did not want to go in and create another planner because I had also done this one and I was kind of pooped. So I got the monthly goal tip-ins and then I got the magnet daily in the B6 size in the red, or wine. I don't know what they're calling it. So I'm really excited to utilize this. It did come with an idea page, and you can look on their site and watch their videos and see that, but I am going to probably utilize, I'm thinking the timed. I really want to get more structured with my day because I don't really have much going on, to be honest with you. And I feel like I need to require a little bit more of myself. So the other thing is, let's see, hang on. I am going to keep this as my memory book, okay? At this point, I'm going to give it some thought. I can't really see where I would change this too much, but I also don't feel like clearly I'm not going to track my dog food. And I also don't think I really need to be tracking my glucose in here. So I'm going to have to rethink this and maybe restructure it. Speaking of glucose, what I decided to do was realizing that I don't really use a lot of this planner. I decided to print personal rings from Peanuts Planner Co. And I gave myself a couple of pages here, and I start out the new year, and this is where I'm going to jot down any doctor's appointments and my glucose numbers or any information where I need it at a month at a glance. And I went in and I decorated it. So I'm basically reusing a Hobonichi Weeks, but now I'm going to the back part. And also there's some overlap. Like I have a doctor's appointment in February, and I'm going to want to be able to share, and she's going to ask me about November and December. So I don't want to carry two planners. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to save some money. And I'm just going to glue these in, and we're just going to jot, and I use the gnomes, some stickers from Pookie Bear Cuties, and some washi, and I just pre-decorated the months just to make it a fun place to be. And then, hang on, I'm finding the last one. So it goes all the way to December, obviously. And then I'm going to use as many of these pages as I need. And then for 2027, I'm probably going to do the same thing. And then I've got 3 years of my health log in here. And I haven't spent any new money. I still can continue to enjoy this beautiful cover that I invested in, that I love. This one's really great for just grabbing your phone. Fits in here. I keep an insurance card in here. I keep receipts when I pay my deductible or my copay, and then it has a pocket here. I love this cover, and it's been working fabulous for me. So I just reused the Hobonichi Weeks for my health journal for 2026. So I have my main planner, I have my memory planner, and then I have my book, my reading log that I'm going to give it a go. And so this is undated weekly horizontal B6 from Aura Estelle. And I think this will be really, really fun at the end of the year to see all that I read and when I read it. So that's why I wanted to give it a go in that undated and try it. I'm excited about this because I've thoroughly enjoy reading, and I think this is just going to be a really fun place for me to be creative. And then I just have a boring, plain, full year astrology that I'm going to pair with my magnet planner. And I just sent Nessie some videos where I'm like, it doesn't fit. But what I'm really excited about is I have 2 covers. I have this one and I have this one, which is the really super light pink from Moterm. They both, with a little stretching and some use, will fit. Let me pull this out. They will fit 2 books, okay? I am not going to, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, I am not going to fuss about having plastic covers on my planner and my astrology. I'm traditionally very, very much a plastic cover person, but I think with the plastic covers, it might get a little sticky and that won't fold as well. But look at this. Love it. So excited. So excited. And the Moterm does it also. It just needs a little stretching because it's like ever so slightly smaller than the Aura Estelle. And I am very, very, this was my goal. This was my goal, was to get my everyday stuff in one, boom. I just grab this if I need it. And I've got my emotional journal, my Commonplace notebook, and my main planner where everything is in one spot. And then the reading log does not follow me around. It stays in the planner room. When I want to come in here and do it, I get creative. And same with the memory keeper. Man, I'm just not feeling emotional about this one at all. So I'm going to have to put some thought into it to see what my focus is, what my goal is for doing that type of memory keeping, and to see, to see how I want to do that. I know for sure, 100%, I do not want to jot down all the minutia, boring little stuff. I'm over it. I don't want to do that anymore. I just want highlights. And I'm just thinking out loud. I think I just have to figure out what format I want those highlights in. Because I could just do, I did put a lot of work into this. I think it's too much though. I could just, I was thinking I could just do a notebook, but here's the other thing is, if it's not dated in a weekly format, I don't think I'd do it. I don't think that I would go from my magnet planner into a plain notebook and try to streamline those memories. I think I need some kind of structure so that when I go in, I know where I'm at, I know how far behind I am, and things are dated. So I know for sure those are things that I require in order to be successful with keeping up with something like that. So I'm going to have to give it some thought. So that's what I'm using, what I thought I was going to use, and what I am going to use. Please know everything's subject to change. That's not a new problem around here, and it's also not a new problem for the planner community. You guys, we're always shifting, because I also think that your planners should shift with your life. You shouldn't shift with your planners. And I think that's something that has to just be learned over time, to be honest with you. All right, so I think that's it. I'm going to put everything back together because we're still not ready. I probably won't set up the magnet planner on camera for a couple of reasons. One, I get performance anxiety when I do that. And two, I kind of want to enjoy the process with some music and a cup of tea or something, and just kind of be alone with my new planner. Just bond with her. All right, so I think that's it. Thank you, you guys. Thanks so much for watching. You put a smile on my face. I was having a little bit of a pinch of a rough day, and I appreciate you taking the time to click on my video and watch it all the way through. So thank you so much. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and always enjoy today. Bye, everybody.